Welcome everybody. We're starting a new thing on here at NISA. We're calling it Twitch Talk Thursday. And so my name is Josh Hughes. I am on the NISA board and am the coach at Amherst Public Schools. And with me is Coach Sutton from Wayne State College. Wayne State College being from what I know is the first state college to offer esports here in the state of Nebraska. And Nick is the guy in charge of it. Coach Sutton, just go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure thing. So my name is Nick Sutton. I'm currently the head esports coach at Wayne State College. Just a little bit of background about me. I mean, I got my start in esports at Radford University in Virginia, which is where I'm originally from. I founded the esports club there my sophomore year and basically took over running it like any other program. We had multiple club teams. We were playing in some of the collegiate leagues like CRL, TESPA, League of Legends, Overwatch. We had it all going. So that's really kind of how I built up the experience there over those 3 years until I graduated. And I did an internship there for my last semester as director of esports at Radford University. So that was kind of the cherry on top to kind of give me the experience I needed in order to run a full scale program. And then I found this opportunity at Wayne, and here I am. I'm going into my third year now at Wayne State.
Yeah, that's great. I remember even being contacted at one point by one of the I don't know that one of the high ups at Wayne State when they were thinking about bringing somebody on developing a program. Now, did you just out of curiosity, did you just apply? Did you like throw your resume out all over the place? How did you land at Wayne State? I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah, so originally it was a graduate assistant program. And I was, contemplating maybe getting my master's and also pursuing a career in esports. And I found Wayne State, and at the time there wasn't a whole lot of esports programs emerging yet. And so this was just a unique opportunity. And I was like, wow, I could go out there and they're starting a new program, and I'd already had the experience developing one at Radford, so I figured this would be a chance to get some more experience. And yeah, so I applied and got the job.
Well, good deal. Well, good deal. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about the Wayne State Esports program. You said you've been there for 3 years. What games do you all play? What games do you offer?
Yeah, so we have Valorant, Rocket League, Overwatch, League of Legends, Super Smash Bros., Rainbow Six Siege, and Madden, FIFA, and 2K, the sports titles. Some other titles that we previously had were Call of Duty, Fortnite, and Halo, which we're looking to bring back once we have a more solidified collegiate league for those game titles, as well as Apex Legends. So yeah, we're definitely looking to expand as the collegiate esports scene expands as well.
My goodness, how many games was that currently that you're playing this year?
9 titles.
Nine titles.
Yeah.
My goodness. So then, how you must have a very large team then. How big do you do varsity? Is there any JVs? Is there any? Tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, so a lot of it depends on the game interest. So some titles we have a varsity and JV team. Some teams we only have enough interest for one varsity team. But normally our numbers vary between 70 and 95 students total.
Oh, wow. How do you then, man, that's a lot. How do you get it? It's a lot to manage. How do you get on a team then at Wayne State if a student was looking to go there?
Yeah, so originally I didn't really know what to expect coming in, so we just hosted tryouts the first season we were active as a program. And over time, we've gotten a lot more competitive. So now we try and have tryouts at the beginning of every school year, and that allows for new freshmen to come in, show their talent. And then depending on kind of how our teams are looking and if there's more interest, we host another tryout session in the spring, in the middle of the year, to allow for more people to possibly join our program or add an additional JV team, for example. So yeah, so we have tryouts as often as possible and as often as we need to kind of bring in that new talent to showcase our teams.
Wow. Oh, well, good. Now I know in NISA we'll have like our fall season, winter season, spring season, where we'll offer different games. Is it the same at the collegiate level or is it different?
It really depends. The collegiate space is kind of divided right now. So we have the ECAC, which is one of the major league Esports League hosts. Then we have NACE, which is also very popular, a lot more competitive, and then we have NECC. So across those three leagues, they all kind of run it a little bit differently. But we've only played in the ECAC, and now this season is our first season joining the NECC as well. And both of those have all the same games every semester. So each semester is a full 8-week season for us, plus playoffs and then finals as well. So it ends up being about 10 to 12 weeks total of competitive play.
So you'll be running all 9 games here in the fall, and then again in the spring. Is that correct?
That's correct. And each game has their own competition day of the week. So, for example, Valorant Super Smash Bros. Plays Monday. Tuesdays is Rainbow Six. Wednesdays League of Legends. Thursdays Overwatch, and then Fridays Rocket League.
Okay, and you guys do have your own Twitch channel.
Yes, we do. We've been streaming since we started the program. I think we're up to 575 followers now. So it's awesome to kind of see that support from online, coming from parents, friends, and other players from schools as well.
I'm one of the followers as well, too. So I like to cheer. I graduated from Wayne State, so I like to cheer on the Wildcats. So then so you have your set games during the week, for all your different games. What then does practice look like?
So I try and make sure each of our teams have at least one dedicated practice time. So since most of our games take place at 7 o'clock or later, that kind of frees up the middle of our day, although it is hard to work around class schedules. But 4 to 6 p.m. is our kind of practice time slots. So that gives teams 2 hours to come into our arena and put some dedicated practice in. But a lot of teams also practice outside of the arena, outside of those times. But I try and make sure they have at least one practice day where they can come in. I can help them out if they need help with any kind of fundamental coaching, and then they just prep for their match, whatever day that is of the week.
I see. It's a lot of time. What do competitions look like? Like, I know you have an Overwatch. It is Thursday night at 7. You do have an Overwatch game going on right now. What does that kind of look like? Would it be similar to what NISA does, to what we do with setting up a custom match?
Yeah, it is very similar. Yeah, exactly. And most are played either best of 3 or best of 5, depending on the game. I know Overwatch is best of 5. Rocket League's also best of 5. Valorant, however, those games take a little bit longer, so those are best of 3. So yeah, our competition time's really from about 7 o'clock to really 9, maybe 10 if it goes into the final match.
I see. And then the arena that you call it, your dedicated esports facility. What does that look like?
Yeah, so our esports arena is called The Den, which makes sense because our mascot is the Wildcat. So The Den has 13 Lenovo Legion gaming PCs in it. They have 2070 graphics cards, 16 gigs of RAM, i9 processors, definitely some really good builds to game on. And to complement that, we have Alienware monitors. There are 240 hertz at every station, as well as all HyperX peripherals. Basically, the room is divided in 2, so that allows for us to have a dedicated competition room. So there's a wall basically dividing the 12 PCs, and we usually send our varsity teams back in there to play in kind of a dedicated competition space. And then the other room has 6 PCs, and we have also one dedicated streaming station where we host all of our Twitch and commentary if we do have any.
I see. Do you have set college students for commentary?
Yeah, actually, yeah. So this semester was our first semester offering paid student worker positions for commentary to cast our matches. And so once we get through these 2 weeks of placement matches for our league, we'll be starting our season, and that's when our commentators will start up with their positions. So definitely looking forward to that.
Oh, that'll be great. That'll add so much. That'll be obviously going out on your Twitch stream.
Mm-hmm.
Does your another question here. Sorry. Does your school offer scholarships at this time, or any other perks? I know you did say that announcers are you got approved for the announcers to get paid. That's great. Are there anything else for players?
Yeah, so we're slowly making progress towards scholarships. We don't have them for esports specifically yet, but I will say we are for sure making progress towards having them. As we do have a lot of talent, of course, we want to be able to recruit that talent, from the NSCSA. I know there's a lot of talent there as well. So recruiting wise, we're definitely pushing to start having scholarships for esports. But I also know in general that Wayne State has over 200 general types of scholarships for academics and other things as well. So there's a lot of opportunity to get scholarships through the college, and esports will hopefully be soon.
Well, I hope so too. We've had some questions actually coming in um from our Twitch chat. I'll get to some of these here. Somebody asked, "Are there any games you would like to see played competitively in the future?"
So there's a lot of potential in some of the new titles that have come out, and as some of the older titles have died off, I've seen new ones emerge. I think one of my favorite ones that I really love to see come out of the woodwork would be Apex Legends. There really is no collegiate scene for Apex right now, believe it or not. The affiliation between EA, Respawn, and the collegiate scene has kind of not really communicated as much. So there's a lot of opportunity for collegiate Apex to emerge. We're just kind of waiting on the right league or tournament organizer to really start that up. But I think there's a lot of potential in Apex Legends as being one of the next big BRs besides Fortnite, which does also have a really big collegiate scene. But we are always open to welcoming, new game titles that maybe I'm not as familiar with, or something like that. But I've done a lot of looking around. There's a lot of new collegiate spaces emerging. I know chess is a huge one that's recently come into the esports scene. So competitive chess we've been looking at. But when it comes to any game recommendations within our program, I'm always open ears, welcoming new ideas to kind of involve new game titles. Absolutely.
Yeah, I know Apex, like even in the high school space, Apex, they've Apex Legends, the devs kind of have no interest in promote as of yet anyway, promoting
Mhm.
it as an esport. But I think it would be a very you fun game to have at the collegiate level for sure.
Mhm. I think he froze. I think we got it. We got a DC. Um, I'll move on to kind of the next question to see if he comes back in the meantime. So do players bring in their own keyboards and mice for competitions? Yes, a lot of the time they do. I'd say mainly for FPS game titles such as Valorant, um, or Overwatch too. They're all super heavy FPS. A lot of players don't want to switch mice. They don't want to switch keyboards because they're used to what they've been using at home. So absolutely, a lot of people always bring in their own equipment just to make sure that they're performing, at their peak level and not having to use a different type of equipment to do that. So sure thing. I'm split in half on the stream. That's pretty funny. Someone asked, do players bring their own keyboards and mice for competitions? And I said, yes, absolutely. A lot of them don't want to stray away from what they know best and their own sensitivities and keys for their keyboard and whatnot. Yes, so the rumor has gotten out apparently. But yes, we are in the works of it. Nothing is really confirmed yet, but we are definitely planning on building a space that is more welcoming to be a multi-purpose area. So, for example, hosting the state for NSCSA, we want it to be an area where we can have kind of maybe a stage setup or a production room and really provide that LAN type experience for not only our competitive teams when they have matches, but also the community. So we can start, hosting more local tournaments for Wayne or the Norfolk LAN Party, for example. We're working with them to really create kind of that LAN feel in our space. Oh, okay. So, are there any girls in your teams? Was a question. So this semester, or I guess last summer, the ECAC, which is the main league we do compete in, or used to compete in, announced a female All-Star Valorant tournament. And as soon as some of our players got word of that, and I was messaging them, I was like, "Do you think you guys could put a team together for this?" And all of a sudden, I had 5 women who were absolutely interested in competing. So this season, yes, we have an all-female team actually competing in the ECAC tournament, which they actually placed 4th in this past weekend. So that was pretty good, and they are competing in the NECC as a team as well. So yes, and absolutely, there are also girls outside of just that team. There's a female, for example, on our JV. Rainbow Six Siege team, and she has a ton of talent when it comes to FPS shooters. So yes, absolutely. Okay, and then the next one is, do you have coaches for specific games? So we have tried out some volunteer coaches. It hasn't always been the best experience. And obviously, for me to coach all the game titles, if I said I was a master at all of them, I'd be lying. I mainly play Rocket League. I've played semi-pro Rocket League for 3 years. I've coached it for 4 or 5 now, both at the collegiate, semi-pro level. And so that's kind of my game of choice when it comes to coaching. I can really go in depth mechanically and really help those players grow from the bottom up. But as far as the other game titles go, I think as a coach, it's important to also learn all the fundamentals of the game. So I have played a decent amount of all of the games that we host within our program. And I've made sure that I understand the fundamentals as a coach. So when it comes to teaching our players what to do, I can help them get to the level that they want to be at without having to really understand the game at, a grand champion level or a master's level. But I know our players are mostly familiar with what they're doing when they're playing, but I can just be kind of that supportive role as a coach to help them get to the next level, for example. In the future, we definitely do hope to not only have like volunteer coaches, but also student worker, paid coaches, or even part-time coaches from other places outside of the college as well. Yeah. Yeah, sure thing. So thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for Hinkle and NSCSA for hosting me. I always love talking about esports, and it's always nice to connect with you guys. And hopefully I'll be able to come out to your state this semester. That would be awesome. But yeah, I think you guys are also planning on hosting more Twitch Talk Thursdays, so definitely tune into those if you guys are interested in hearing more about the local collegiate esports programs. I know there's some great coaches and great programs around here. But yeah, I think that's it. All right. See you guys.